Dan Illman taking a look at race number 6 at Hastings on Monday. It is a maiden optional claimer going 6.5 furlongs, 2 turns over the Hastings main track. Let's take a peek at this field. This is the anchor leg of the pick 5 at Hastings. There's a carryover going into the Monday card, $2,200. Interesting group. Licorice is the 8-5 morning line favorite. It's her second start of the year. She does have good early speed, and she finished ahead of a few of these horses last time out. And as we take a look at the Timeform US pace projector, we see that Licorice is expected to be forwardly placed. I think the 2, the 3, and even the 1, the first-time starter, Fanny Bay Ali, can be close. Let's start things off with that first-time starter, Fanny Bay Ali, who sold for over $11,000 as a yearling and is a half-sister to the very popular Grade 3 Long Acres Mile winner, Herbie D. She's also a half-sibling to a stakes-placed dirt sprinter named Timber King, and her sire's gotten off to a pretty good start, albeit with a very limited sample of first-time starters. Counterforce is 247. Breaking from the inside post, she is going to have to get away cleanly, but she seems like she's been working swiftly in her most recent workouts. Breaking from the inside, I think if she does get away clean, she can work out a nice ground-saving trip, if not getting outright to the front. The 2 is Viva Con Wow. Now, this horse showed brief speed, and her career debut was a very early 2-year-old at Hastings. She made her debut way back in June, and it was a pretty solid group she was facing. The third-place finisher came back to win with a 44 Beyer speed figure at that exact level. Maybe this filly just needed a little bit of time to grow up physically and grow up into her body. I think she's going to show speed stretching out off of the layoff in here, but there's a very good chance she's going to need the race because this is a long layoff against a pretty good field. The 3 is Chi Chi Song, who didn't do much running in her career debut and actually finished behind Viva Con Wow, but she improved by leaps and bounds second time out with the addition of Lasix. She showed much better early speed that day against a pretty good field. The winner returning to run third, an open $15,000 claimer with a 38 Beyer speed figure. Now, Chi Chi's Song was entered a month after her second start. She was listed as a vet scratch. Now she's returning off of a lengthy layoff. So I think she's going to show some fresh speed in here. I think there's a little bit of hidden ability that we've yet to reach with Chi Chi Song. She's a bit of a sleeper contender if you're against some of the shorter priced horses, and the shortest priced horse in the race is likely the number 4 Licorice, who's coming off this performance, her first start of the year. She's never been off the board from 3 lifetime starts, including a stakes placing in her final start at 2 against restricted competition. She was involved in a speed duel with the winner in this race and just was repelled late, but she did finish ahead of 3 of these horses. Maybe she needed the start in the first race off of a long layoff. She goes out for a very high percentage barn, and there's a good chance that she's going to break well, be forwardly placed, and if she gets a little bit of a breather, she'll be very prominent when the field turns for home. Freestyle finished third in the race we just saw, and I think she gets a chance to really benefit from that race. You'll notice that that race was dominated by horses that were running near the front, and Freestyle broke a little bit slowly, came from out of it. I think it was a good prep race to set her up for this, and there's a pretty good chance that there could be some hitting in this race early. The 1, 2, 3, and 4 all could be involved. It could be a much better race flow for the 5 Freestyle, and I think she's one of the strongest closers in this race. She'll probably be making some noise in the stretch. The 6 is Ella Meister. She finished behind Licorice and Freestyle. It was her first race off of the layoff. She was closing down towards the inside, another one that might get a little bit of a better race flow, but as a deep closer, she might need some things to happen from a trip perspective as well. Completing this field is the number 7, Arundel Castle, who finished 5th in the Licorice race. She ran okay as a 2-year-old, and she actually did improve on her career best Beyer speed figure when finishing behind Licorice, but she's also sort of an even-paced sort, a closing sort, and I'm not sure she's the best closer in this field. Let's take a look at my top selection for race number 6 at Hastings on Monday, and boy, I hate to chalk out, but Licorice just ran fine off the layoff. A respectable Beyer speed figure. I like playing horses that have good speed and can get up front, and I just think that Licorice is going to be right there when they turn into the stretch. It's race number 6 at Hastings. It's part of a pick 5 with a carryover going into Monday's card. Good luck.